Yes, children, you can see this PPT now. Is it visible on your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So we had completed. Do you remember that it was like something? Um, the father had birthday, and the grandmother was telling the granddaughter to prepare some gift for the father. You remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yellow color pin
Silk.
cushion.
Yes.
Cushion,
Very.
pin
Yeah.
cushion.
Exactly. Now see. On Sunday afternoons, I have already explained this. I'm just reading it and then I'll move to the next slide. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. She sat on a stool, gravely, seriously, watched him, very seriously, sitting on the stool. The girl will keep on watching the father. And till what time she will keep on looking at the father? Until he woke and stretched and asked the time. Then the father would look at her and will say to Kezia, "Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl." And one day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pincushion. For pincushion, I had explained, I will show you also pincushion for a gift for a beautiful piece of yellow silk. This is the pincushion. Did I tell you? I had already told you that it is showing big in the picture, but it is a very small one that all these all pins and ball pins, thumb pins, we can keep in it and they will not fall here and there. Safely they will remain there, and then it is easy to take out the pin, right? And use it. Right, children? So, and this that scene you have already seen that the father is sleeping with his handkerchief. He has covered his face with that, sleeping, and his feet is on one of the best cushions, as it is written in the story. The mother is reading. It is leisure time. The father has a holiday on this. Can you please just understand the situation? Can you please explain why this father is laying like this? Is this good? Is this good that the father is laying on the sofa, covering his face and his feet on cushion or something? Can you explain why is he doing it?
From Monday to Saturday, he will going on working, no, ma'am. Only on
Yes.
Sunday he will get
Sunday he
rest,
will take
no.
rest, ma'am.
Very good. Because
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is what when we had started reading this story, there was a point there that with our age, when we start growing, initially we never understand our parents. We may not like it. We are afraid. We are afraid of father. But gradually we start understanding. Now at this age, you can understand that it is very tiring for complete week. The father is working. This is only one day that the father is getting time to relax, and he would like to take nap also, sleeping anywhere freely. So this gives kind of relaxation to a person who's working for all weekdays. And this girl, but because she's very small, she cannot understand anything and she's afraid of father, she goes there, she sits on a stool, she just keeps on looking at the father, she waits when the father gets up. Right, children? Right? The next slide is, wait, yes. So the grandmother said that she should make a pin cushion and she should gift it to her father. And that should be a beautiful piece of yellow silk cloth, right? Laboriously is it's given in your I think, is it visible on your screen also, children? No? Okay. You
No, ma'am.
you can see it in your book. It's clearly written with a lot of effort and difficulty. So laboriously means she did a lot of work, hard work, and with a double cotton. The little girl stitched three sides. So you can imagine that she's really a small girl. She takes a piece of cloth and she doubles it and she stitches it from three sides. So she wants to present a gift to her father on his birthday, but what to fill in with? So you can imagine she has to make a small cushion and she needs to fill something into it, maybe old scrap, maybe some papers, or maybe some cotton, maybe old cloth which is of no use, which is waste. So she was thinking what to do, and the grandmother was not there. That was the question now, what to fill in with that cushion which she has already stitched from three sides. The grandmother was out in the garden. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom. Who wandered into mother's bedroom? The small girl. The small girl, she went into the mother's bedroom because she was searching for something that she should get to fill in with that cushion. She should fill in with something. The grandmother was out in the garden because grandmother was busy in the garden, so this girl could not take any help from the grandmother and she was in a hurry, so she by chance wandered means she went into by chance into the mother's bedroom to look for scraps. To look for scraps means she was looking for something. Scrap means small pieces of cloth or paper, etc., that are not needed, that are not useful. So she was looking for something. When she entered into mother's bedroom, on the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine papers. She saw that there were on many papers kept on a table which was near the bed. So that's why it is bed table. The bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine papers. She gathered them, collected them up, tore them into tiny pieces. She took all those papers, she tore them into very, very small pieces, and she stuffed her case. Her case is that, that she had made a small piece of cloth with piece of cotton cloth. She had made it, and now she had stuffed all those small, small papers into that case which she had made. Then sewed up the fourth side. Sew means stitch. She stitched the complete all sides. Three sides she had already stitched, and now only that last fourth side was left. So she stitches that also. That night there was a hue and cry, and the same night, what happened in the house? That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Hue and cry means angry protest, shoutings, anger, fighting kind of things went on in the house that night. Father's great speech for the Port Authority, maybe his official work, and he had prepared a great speech. He had kept it on his table, and now today it was missing. So there was a lot of trouble in the house. Father was searching for the speech, but it was lost. Room was all the rooms, wherever they searched for that. The servants were questioned. The father and the mother and the grandmother, they asked the servants also whether they had seen those papers, or by mistake they have thrown them out, or something. They wanted to have some clue of the papers where they've gone. But after doing all the efforts, when all these elder ones, they could not find the papers, then the mother finally came into Kezia's room. Kezia was in her room, so finally the mother came there. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in our room. Now the mother is asking Kezia a question. I think you have not seen any papers on my table. She said, oh, yes. She said, I tore them up for my surprise. My surprise is I was preparing a surprise for father's birthday. Oh my God, this was a surprise for the mother now. She screamed. He shouted, what? You have taken those paper. Come straight down angrily. Now the mother is telling the daughter, come straight down to the dining room this instant. This instant means this moment right now. Come down to the dining room, right? Straight down means immediately. Come down instant is this moment only. Come down to the dining room. Revise it quickly. Each and every word should be clear. If there's any doubt, you can ask my children. Go through it. Take just 15 seconds, 30 seconds, not more than that. Easy one. Doubts you can clear with me quickly.
Ma'am,
Yes, please.
ma'am, that cushion will stitch by that grandmother or that little girl, ma'am?
The girl only, because it was not stitched with sewing machine or something, only with needle and thread. So this girl did it
Yes,
with
ma'am.
her own hands. Okay.
Okay.
Once it is completed, please tell me.
Completed, ma'am.
Completed, everyone? Okay, good. Anybody wants to ask anything?
No, ma'am, completed.
All of you completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Fine. I'll move to the next one now. Wait. And she was dragged down. Dragging is pulled down to where father was. Now the mother, she pulled the daughter down to where father was. And where the father was downstairs in the dining room, pacing to and fro. Pacing means moving or walking. He was walking to and fro. To and fro means right down here and there, hands behind his back. You can imagine the physique, you can imagine the physical form of the father moving here and there in tension with his hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply. Sharply means in a strict voice. He looked at Kezia and said, well, but before she could speak anything, mother explained. He stopped and started at the child, stared, sorry, it's not started, it is stared. So he stopped and stared means looked at the child. So the father stopped walking and he looked very strictly at the child. And now he asks the question to Kezia and says, did you do that? She whispered. Whispered means spoke in a very low voice. She said, no, no, no. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damn thing. Now he said, go and get, he told the mother, go and get down the damn thing means those pieces of papers, please bring it down. And see that the child's put to bed this instant means immediately she should go to bed and she should sleep. The father said to mother that she should immediately, because he's very angry and he's thinking if she is there he may beat or will do something to this girl, right? So he said, just take this girl out of my sight, let her go and sleep and bring those papers, so that, I mean, I am thinking it's not written anywhere. So what he must be thinking, if any hope is left with that speech, so he will just try to find out, he will try to sort out that. But he very strictly told the mother to go and put that girl to bed this instant. Revise it quickly, children.
Ma'am?
Yeah, please. Yes, please tell. Vishnu saying something. Who's speaking? Shritej?
Not me, ma'am. Vishnu.
Vishnu is speaking.
Ma'am?
Yes, please.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, damn thing means what, ma'am?
Yeah, I am not getting. Please, Vishnu, can you repeat your question?
Ma'am, damn thing.
Damn thing is like that. Here it is referred to the papers, the pieces of paper, right? Here it is referred to those papers. Got?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I start with the next slide? Can I go on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. So then, crying too much to explain. Actually, she was trying to explain a lot, but nobody heard. But nobody heard to this girl. And because, the father was really angry, the mother had also to support father, because it was really a bad thing which had happened. There was a lot of efforts that the father had put in to make this. Crying too much to explain. She lay in the shadowed room. She was laying in a shadowed room, means in a dark room, watching the evening light make a set little pattern on the floor. So you can imagine this girl is trying, she's crying too much, and she was trying to explain what she did, why she did, how she did, but nobody listened. But now she was laying in the dark room, and what she was watching there, the evening light which was falling on the floor and was making some sad pattern. What a sad pattern means, that shadow which was coming, it was also, when our mood is very sad, nothing looks good to us. If we are happy, if we are in a very pleasant mood, even small things will please us. Even we will be happy with very ordinary things. But if we are very sad, our mood is off, even extraordinary things will not look good to us. So it depends on the mood. So what happened with this girl, because she was crying, she was in a very bad mood, even the light which was falling on the floor, she thought it is making some very sad pattern, right, children? Yes. Then, okay. Then father came into the room. Now see, such a horrible thing for the girl. The father came into the room with a ruler. Ruler is that scale, okay? The father came into the room with a scale in his hands. So she can imagine that the father has entered into the room with a scale. Obviously, there can be one purpose, that the father wanted to beat the girl with the scale. He said, I am going to beat you for this. For this means this act which you have done, this mistake which you have done. For this mistake, I am going to beat you. She is small girl, already afraid of father. She screamed, means shouted loudly, oh, no, 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 hiding under the bedclothes. Under the bed sheet, she was trying to hide herself. That covering sheet is there, no? So she was trying to hide herself under that. But small girl, she cannot hide herself. He pulled them aside. He pulled them aside means bedclothes. He put them aside, and the girl was there. Sit up, he ordered. To sit properly, he said. and hold out your hand and show me your hand, palm of your hand. Show me. You must be taught once, means I should teach you a lesson. Then only you will understand. And you should understand that you should not touch anything which does not belong to you. Which does not belong to you means which you don't have to do anything with. So any important thing or anything which is not important for you but maybe important for others, so anything which is not yours, you should not touch that, right? So the father tells the girl, sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. But it was for your birthday. But the girl is still trying to give explanation to father and says, but I was making it for your birthday. Come down. The ruler down came. Down came means now the father gives one, may not be very hard hit, but just, I mean, the child should feel, yes, I am punished for something wrong. Only that. I mean, it wasn't father's intention to hit the child very hard or to hurt her, only to teach her a lesson that she should not touch any other things which doesn't belong to her. So down came the ruler on her little pink palm. You can imagine that the father gave her that one hit on the palm of the girl. Hours later, few hours later, when she was beaten, right? After that, are you seeing in your book also, children? Can you see your book?
Yes.
Okay, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fine, fine. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her, grandmother covered the daughter. Actually, everybody loves a small child. Nobody wanted to Nobody wanted to hit her, but now after this, actually everybody was silent because she had really done a mistake, but she didn't know that it is a mistake. So what happened, now the grandmother came back. The grandmother had wrapped, underlined, write down, covered. She covered her in a shawl and rocked her in a rocking chair. I have already shown you rocking chair, you know that rocks, okay, fine. Rocks means like which is a rest chair, right? So grandmother puts her in that rocking chair. The child clung to her soft body. Now the child is in the lap of the grandmother, and grandmother's body is soft. Grandmother's body is soft, so she was feeling little cozy and comfortable in the arms of grandmother. Now she's crying. Sobbing is, I mean, the sobs are the cries only, but subdued, I mean, slow crying. She said to the mother, why did God make fathers for? I mean, she's so angry with the father, and because she's not realizing that how important those papers were for the father. Now the girl is saying, why did God make fathers for? Means, what is the role of a father? Why the fathers are like that? So here is a, now the grandmother did not answer this question. She says, here is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose. Go to sleep, pet. You will forget all about it in the morning. Don't worry, you will forget everything. Now blow your nose, clean your face, and sleep. I tried to explain. Now the girl continues. She says, I tried to explain it to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. Girl was able to understand that the father was really very upset. Next 5 minutes, meeting will finish, children, okay? Automatically. And how, whatever is there, I'll give you the question answers of one story today. I'll share with you. Maybe the adventures of Toto, okay? Right, I'll share with you today. So the girl says, I tried to explain to father. She's crying and saying to the grandmother, but he was too upset to listen tonight. And the grandmother, you remember in the above lines, the grandmother said, don't worry, you will forget it in the morning. Whatever happened, just go to sleep. But the child never forgot. But she never forgot that night. She never forgot that incident, whatever happened. Next time she saw him, she quickly put, and next time what happened? Whenever she saw her father, she would be more afraid. And what she'll do? She will hide her hands quickly behind her, both the hands, so that the father will not again hit on her palms. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back, and red color flew into her cheeks. Red color flew into her cheeks means her face will become red. She is afraid. She will quickly put her hands in the back so that to hide her hands. Quickly go through it, children. And we will do the next. Still, we have a little bit of time, so we will wait. Yes, this. Please do it. Once it is done, please tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Completed?
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yes, please tell me.
Yes.
A red color flew in
A
her
red
cheeks,
color
ma'am.
flew. You know, when a small child is very afraid, her face will become, her cheeks will become red.
Yes,
Understand?
ma'am.
Yeah, that is
Okay,
that
ma'am.
is that red color came into her cheeks.
Okay, ma'am. Completed, ma'am.
Can I move to the next slide? Still 3
Yeah.
minutes left, okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. The McDonald's. The McDonald's, this is the name of a family. Like in our India, we have so many names, no Reddy's and something or something. I don't know here in South India much, but like in like our we have our second names, surnames. Like they also have these second names. Like McDonald's is a family name which is living next door to Kezia's house. So the McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. Tag is a game, okay? So they were playing some games there in the garden. The father with the baby, Mao, this is the name of the baby, and the baby was on his shoulders. 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets ran around and round the flower buds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him. Hose, I'll tell you what is HOSE. And he tried to catch them, laughing all the time. So you have to imagine now, the next door there is one more family, that is McDonald's, and this girl with the gap, there is some that fence of planks, wooden planks is made, and between the two wooden planks there would be some gap, and from that gap she is looking into the garden of neighbors, where the neighbor's family is playing in the garden. So she will be looking towards that side, and what scene she sees there, that the McDonald's family is very happy. All the children are playing with father. Some are hanging on the coat pockets of father. They are running round and round. One of the children, the child is sitting on the shoulders of father, right? And she saw that they have that hose, HOS is a water pipe, right? That soft plastic one, right? With which they can, sprinkle the water on each other. They are playing with that. So she saw that children are happily running around. There are flower buds are there. They are catching each other, laughing with the father. And she had never done this with her father. So she was thinking, what a happy family is that? I'm repeating the whole slide here. The McDonald's lived. If there is any problem, any doubt, you can stop and ask. The McDonald's lived next door. Just 1 minute left. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, fence is a wall, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father with the baby Mao on his shoulders, two little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran round and round the flower beds. Sorry, wait, is this flower beds? It's bud or beds? Okay, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the horse to him.